This video will cover how to create the Vigilance Perch male legendary gloves, for which the recipe can be learned from Namha Moonwater in Dalaran. When the Nether Disruptor is active in the Broken Shore, you'll be able to speak with Commander Chambers in Deliverance Point to obtain an Armor Crafter's Commendation if you have a leatherworking skill of 800. Report to Eliezer Hammerbeard in Western Deliverance Point and speak with him about the Armor Crafter's Commendation. You will then be offered Fashion History and a Philosophy of Style, which just requires you to click through a few dialogue pages, then eventually you'll be given the option to choose which piece of legendary gear you would like to pursue. In this case, you want to pursue the Vigilance Perch male legendary gloves. Once you have made your selection and turned in Fashion History and a Philosophy of Style, Eliezer Hammerbeard will then offer a quest known as the Legend of the Wardenscale. Head over to the southern side of the Isle of the Watchers, not far from the Watcher's airy flight path, and use the spirit net on the Father of the Owls that can be found flying around this region. Note that you don't actually use the net on the owl, but rather have to target an area underneath of it to complete this quest. Return to Eliezer Hammerbeard in Deliverance Point to turn in this quest. You will then be offered 4 new quests. We will begin with Mail of the Ancients, which requires you to obtain ancient Gravenscale armor off of humanoid enemies found in the Broken Shore. Common humanoid farming areas include the Weeping Terrace and Crescent Ruins in the northern side of the zone, Fellrage Strand for Naga in the northeastern side of the zone, and the Stonefin Shoals, which include Murlocs on the southern side of the zone. My advice is just to pick a region where world quests are not currently active to reduce competition for tags. You're looking for rare quality items that aren't very rare, by the way, known as ancient Gravenscale armors, which, when used, will offer you the ancient Gravenscales that you need for this quest. Each armor will offer you somewhere between 5 and 9 ancient Gravenscales. It may take a little time, but your goal is to obtain 100 ancient Gravenscales. The remaining 3 quests will all require you to complete dungeons on mythic difficulty. We'll begin with the Owl and the Trader. This quest will require you to complete the Vault of the Wardens. You will need to do a pre-made group search using the group finder in order to find teammates for the mythic dungeons. Complete the dungeon by defeating Cordana Fellsong, who will drop a rare quality item known as the Chipped Fellsong Mantle. When used, the Owl and the Trader will be marked as complete. The Owl and the Dreadlord will require you to defeat the final boss of the Cathedral of Eternal Night dungeon on mythic difficulty. When Mephistroth, the final boss, is defeated, he will drop a rare quality item known as Rusted Leg Plates of Mephistroth. When used, the Owl and the Dreadlord will be marked as complete. The next quest, the Owl and the Observer, will require you to defeat Vizadum the Watcher, who is the final boss of the Return to Karazhan dungeon on mythic difficulty. Unlike Heroic, mythic difficulty is not split into upper and lower Return to Karazhan. So, when you first enter the dungeon on the eastern side of Karazhan and Deadwind Pass, take the ramp that can be found to the south to access the upper side of Karazhan. When doing a group search, see if you can find a team that's only looking to do the upper half of the dungeon. Otherwise, you may have to defeat all 8 bosses before you reach your target. When Vizadum the Watcher is defeated, he will drop a rare quality item known as the Torn Bracers of the First War, which, when used, will mark the quest The Owl and the Observer as complete. Return again to Eliezer Hammerbeard in Deliverance Point to turn in all of these quests, at which point he will offer Prime Wardenscale, which will send you to Azuna. While standing near Celia to the east of the Illidari Stand flight path, use the Create Prime Wardenscale skill to create the legendary item known as the Box of Completed Prime Wardenscale. You almost have your Prime Wardenscale crafting reagent. Return one final time to Eliezer Hammerbeard to turn in the Prime Wardenscale quest and to receive your Prime Wardenscale crafting reagent. You'll see that in order to craft the Vigilance Perch gloves, you'll also need a legendary item known as the Nether Shard Essence. Nether Shard Essence can be purchased from War Mage Kathleen on the eastern side of Deliverance Point in exchange for 8,000 Nether Shards. Now that you have both legendary crafting reagents, 65 Bloods of Sargeras, and 200 Storm Scales, you'll be able to craft your legendary mail gloves known as Vigilance Perch. Like the leatherworking legendary, this will offer increased speed following kills. To obtain more information on Nether Shard farming or crafting the leather legendary known as the Sentinel's Eternal Refuge, see my other videos here.